The focus of this video is to demonstrate the basic skills required to make a simple model. Mastering these will give you the confidence to experiment with model making, giving scope to include this element into your design development and presentation work. Using these techniques, I will show you how to make a simple square room with a window and an open door. These elements will be important as you will repeat these with future models. Once you have established a plan of your space you want to model, you can then begin to think about building the walls. To start with, mark out the height of the walls. Here I'm using an indicative size of 2 meters high. Each length of the wall will be 3 meters. For this video, I'm using a scale ruler at 1:25. Once you've marked this out, you can now use your steel rule to start scoring the card. The one I'm using is grooved to help protect fingers. When cutting the card, it is best to score it first rather than trying to go all the way through in one go. Scoring it with your scalpel a couple of times will allow for a neater cut. Repeat this process for the second wall too. For this model, the card I'm using is a basic white mount board. If you were using foam board, for instance, then I would still recommend the scoring technique. Now that the two walls are cut, we can look to add a window aperture to one of them. Again, first mark out the size of the window you want to create. I am just cutting a simple square window to demonstrate the technique. When cutting a window, the scoring technique becomes really important, as you are cutting something from within the material rather than just along a straight edge like the walls. As you can see here, I am scoring along each line of the window, then rotating it the other way to come back along the line. This ensures each corner is scored and then cut from both sides, giving you a neat, sharp opening. With the window cut out, we can think about joining them together. Apply a thin bead of glue to the base of the wall. Here I'm using a PVA because it is quick, easy and fast drying. Here you can see I'm holding the walls in place while it dries. Alternatively, you can use pins or masking tape. Once dry, we can add the second wall to the one already in place. Again, place a small bead of glue to the base of the wall and along the adjoining edge to hold them together. We can now repeat the process for the remaining two walls using the same techniques. Once the walls are cut, we can now add a door opening to one of the walls. Use the scale ruler to measure out the door. Taking the scalpel, we now begin to score the card to create the door opening. Using the scoring technique, score all around the door. To create the door opening, we only completely cut through the top of the door and along one side. Now we can add the final two walls to the model, gluing them in place using the same technique as previously shown. Remember to also place a small bead of glue to the base of the door to give stability to the model. So here's the model all finished. You can now actually get close to it and actually see through the model, see through the apertures, through the door, and actually see what's going on in your model, seeing it holistically rather than just two-dimensionally.